Hey guys, welcome to MDcast here in Al-Qaeda Central.
Hold on a minute.
Fuck?
Tyler,
What?
you told me if my dick was small, right? Like, that's not something that you joke about, right?
No.
Why did we go from Al-Qaeda Central to fucking dick size?
I gotta grab their attention. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MDcast.
You just fucked me up even more.
Inshallah, brothers. It is a great day to be in the Mujahideen. We're here live down at the Kabul, Afghanistan, at the heart of the U.S. Air Base. Gotta dab on these damn boys.
We have, today with us, we have our usual veteran white boy Eric, veteran mold huffer me Kyle, a veteran reanimated
Exister.
corpse Tyler, and veteran secretly Al-Qaeda Asian Q.
Osama Bin Laden.
Yeah, there we go.
Osama Bin Laden.
It's been a little while since we recorded. How we update the lovelies on what we've been doing in our
What have
time
we been
away.
fucking doing? Jesus.
We've just been cooming a lot into the jar.
Void filling the community jar.
community jar to be dumped in a volcano.
It's like a swear jar, but it's the horny jar.
We will sacrifice it in the name of Allah.
Normally swear jars go towards something. What would that go towards to?
Disappointing our parents.
Another My Little Pony figure.
Can we make My Little Pony real by cooming in a jar and sacrificing it on top of Mount Vesuvius or some shit in Italy?
We gotta reenact Pompeii.
Ayo, ayo. Reenact Pompeii, but with cum.
Yeah, I vape.
Molten hot cum.
We like to microwave our cum.
That's like God hot gluing an entire people.
Yeah, I microwave my cum. You don't like it? Go to another McDonald's.
Hit up a new cafeteria. Fucking normie.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you? Can I get some cum and smegma with the side of dick cheese?
Can you put smegma on my burger?
I would like yours, not his yours.
I would like the finest blue cheese smegma that you have in stock.
Fucking walk in there. Hey, is Ron here?
Ronald, where art thou? So, one of the many events that took place in our time off was we decided to watch a movie, and
Multiple movies, I may say.
we did watch multiple movies. One of them is a critically acclaimed movie, The Lighthouse, that people have heard about. But there was a twist, because Eric has seen it before, and he wanted to show it to us, but naturally, nothing can be fucking normal, so he fed us, like, meat edibles, and we were high as a
Honestly, the
fucking
worst
kite.
movie to fucking eat edibles too, because
It was a fever dream.
one of the fucking characters in the movie, there's only fucking two characters, and he loves to go on fucking long ass rants about
Long
random
monologues.
shit. I'm just sitting there watching it like, is this in my fucking mind or not? Because he's just sprouting absolute bullshit at this point.
Yeah, I'm sitting there because I've seen this monologue before. Because Eric has typed out the monologue before and sent it because it was a particularly funny and good scene. But I sit there, I'm like, oh shit, we're coming up on the monologue, it's about to happen, and he just starts. And the thing is, it's like zooms in on his face and like the angle slowly tilts. It's black and white, and there's just harsh lighting on his face. I'm just watching his face contort and slightly move while he's going, "Hark, Winslow! Hark!" And I'm sitting there freaking the fuck out, like, oh my god. And then after it happens, Tyler just looks at me and goes, "Bro, did that just happen? Did any of this just happen?"
I was so fucking confused. Like
I will admit, the movie was a lot more funny when I was sober. When I was high, it was horrifying.
Oh,
Like, I
it
was scared. Like, I was scared.
Although it was really funny, we're sitting there talking or whatever, and you just hear from fucking Eric, "Shut the fuck up and listen to this man masturbate."
because they all jerk off a couple times in the movie, and that's one of. It sounds awful to say, but one of my favorite parts is when Winslow, the Twilight Twinkly vampire man.
Yeah.
I can't remember who he is in real life. Edward Cullen.
Yeah, that man.
No, that's his name in the
That's his favorite movie.
Twilight name.
But he later on in the movie he's jerking off in a shed, and it just slowly pans up to his face, and he's like,
What the?
The movie is supposed to get like really weird and just strange, but we were already high, so it was just stranger. And so there's a bit like partway through the movie where they basically just go on a days-long drunken bender. Spoiler alert for The Lighthouse. Good movie, watch it. But just partway through the movie, they start going on this massive drunken bender, and it's supposed to become really weird and just like, what the fuck's happening? We were already like, what the fuck is happening? Suddenly none of this made sense anymore. It's getting like dramatic, and there's like weird shit happening. He fucks a mermaid or some shit, and we're just sitting there like, what's going on?
Okay, real talk. Did that man really jerk off in a shed? Because that is the make it or break it for watching that movie for me.
yes,
Yeah.
he did.
He legit he had the little fucking mermaid figure, and he's fucking like rubbing it with his thumb while he's fucking beating his knee.
And he did that like in the first
What a
20
mess.
minutes too. Like
No,
not that scene, but he also he the first time he jerked off, it was in the
Yeah.
first 20 minutes.
What a masterpiece.
There was
of
also a
movie.
bit where he almost got cum done.
The fucking second character, like an old man who was like the owner
Thomas
of the lighthouse.
Wake or Wade or something.
Played by Willem Dafoe, I may say, who mastered his role.
You couldn't tell it was Willem Dafoe. He was very good.
So,
he
yeah.
had an old like cliche sailor voice, but he made it work.
He was just chilling in the fucking top of the lighthouse as the lights spinning around, just fucking naked, just going. And just it pans down to the fucking other guy. You just see cum slowly dropping down.
There was a lot of it.
This is a lot of Coomer movie.
It's
This is the biggest
weird.
Coomer movie of the decade.
You know what scene made me fucking really want to burst out laughing?
What?
You know when fucking Robert Patterson's the guy's name that played
Okay.
Edward Cullen? You know when the fucking seagulls started to really piss him off? This man's just like, oh fuck.
It
Grabs
was
his fucking neck. Boom! Boom! Boom!
that it was a thing where a seagull was like bothering him, and it was like not taking any shit, and it was like aggravating him. But of course, when he mentioned it to the old sailor man who's been here a while, he basically slapped him and says, "Don't mess with a seabird. It's bad luck to kill a seabird," because sailors' superstition. It gets to a point where, because he doesn't drink alcohol, but that's the only thing there, because he just drinks water.
The cistern was like full of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
the
full
water
of
supply
shit
was fucked.
because a bird died in it and just like shitting it and everything. And so he's sitting there looking at it like, what the fuck? I can't drink the water anymore. And then the bird just lands and starts cawing at him. So in just a split second, he just grabs it and spends an entire like 3 minutes bashing it against a stone.
Till it was fucking nothing.
That's pretty metal.
It was actually pretty fucking hardcore.
That's pretty fucking metal.
And the other part that fucking... This part actually kept me up at night because I was just thinking about it. The very end scene.
Same fucking here. I hate it. Like, you're just...
Which one? The one where he's touching the light?
Yes.
Or the one where he's getting his guts ripped out by the seagulls?
That I didn't care about, because...
That was just kind of what happened after with the light. Because basically everything comes to a head, and he kills other dude or whatever, and then he goes up to the top of the lighthouse because he's never allowed up there, and the other guy keeps
He
the
was
key on.
fucking fascinated. Really, really, really wanted to know.
He really wanted to see the light at the top of the lighthouse. So he goes up there. Now he takes the key, goes up there, goes up to the light, and you see it from the perspective of the light, where it's kind of looking out at him. He's coated in like blood and shit, and he walks up to this light and he goes to touch it. All of the audio just stops. There's silence. And then you see him start screaming, and you can see the blood on him is starting to like dry up and evaporate, and he starts screaming, but you can barely hear it. And he slowly starts getting louder and louder, and the music starts picking up with this low bassy fucking horn like brrr, as he's fucking
It
screaming.
was the foghorn.
Yeah, the fucking foghorn. And it's this absolutely ludicrous moment to watch when you're high. Because it was just madness. And I'm like...
It got to the point where
and then the
screen-
audio just cuts out and he falls down the lighthouse stairs.
And he dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like Eric said, it was like a reference like an old Greek story.
Prometheus.
Yep. The old sea wizard, or I guess I'm not very good at telling it.
As far as I know, the only bits I know is Prometheus stole fire to turn clay into man, and as punishment, he was basically tied down, and a large eagle came by every day to eat his liver, and then his liver would generate.
It picked his eyes out, and then
Basically, he was fucking doomed to forever get eaten by a fucking giant eagle.
And the movie ends with him just sitting there on the beach as seagulls eat him.
That feel when no seagull GF devour you.
He had a lot of them. I don't know what you mean.
dark story plus fucking vor context now. God damn.
The man fucked a mermaid. Let's be honest.
Bro, they showed mermaid cooch in that movie.
It looked more like a fish's.
True. But
It was like a foot wide.
There was also one other scene that stuck with me where he basically, because the thing is, it was weird and they were wasted or whatever and shit was happening. He beat him into submission and he basically made him into a dog. So he's like got him on a leash and he's taking him around. He's like walking on all four legs and he digs a hole, tells him to get in the hole, and he's lying in this hole while delivering this super long monologue about, like, I curse thee, Winslow, while he's getting dirt shoveled onto him. And it's just one of those things the scene that lasts for so long, and he just keeps going, and I'm like, what is happening?
Okay. Of the length, how much of the highness factor is extending that scene?
Oh,
realistic?
probably a lot of it. Probably like half the length if I wasn't fucking out of my mind.
That movie felt so fucking long, but it probably isn't actually.
It's
that
only
long.
like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
What if I'm wondering if there's like clips out there of somebody that just made the man beating off in a shed and it just keep looping.
I wouldn't be so fucking surprised.
And then goes back down and comes back up.
That's my favorite scene in the movie. I rewinded it so much watching it over again. I was rolling on the floor laughing and my dad was right beside me. I was like, why are you watching this? Because it's funny.
Your dad must be like, what have I done?
What boy did I raise?
But yeah, that fucking last scene as he's fucking screaming, it get towards the end of it just gets super distorted and you're like, what the fuck's happening?
They should have deep fried the movie at the end of it and
It
put
almost
emoji.
looked like it. Like it almost looked like it was deep fried when he was screaming.
It was
put some emojis on the screen.
Fucking laughing, crying emoji.
and then it's like you know how the camera you said pans up to the man beating off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just pans up, and then the face distortion and makes the face bigger. When he goes like, it's just like bass boosted, and then the face, and then the laughing emoji with the okay, crying, and the eggplant with the water emoji coming up at the same time. You can probably make that. You should make that meme.
I could try.
You can make it. I can guarantee you can.
I'm going to steal your orange juice.
That's fine.
You can make
Screwdrivers
dreams happen.
Screw my driver.
Oh yes, we're drinking vodka this time, by the way.
As per usual.
As per usual. Oh, it'll get
Yeah.
you fucked real quick.
Bottom line, that movie was fucked. That movie was fucked.
What's the most fucked movie I've ever seen? I don't know. I can't think of one. You guys go. Well, is that one of the most fucked ones you guys seen, or is there a fuck?
I've
even more
seen
fucked
worse. I just can't remember.
Like, in all reality, it isn't too bad in like the whole fucked up range.
I think it's just very effective in how it went about it.
Yeah.
It's just very like strange. Like it's something that you wouldn't see.
It's strange and it's off-putting. The one thing that I think is like very good about it is long shots and how it uses audio. Because the way the soundtrack is just like loud fucking foghorns and shit, and the way things escalate a lot, and the way they cut out a lot of audio and then bring it in like slowly.
It
I think
builds
it's very
tension.
effective.
Like it did it very well. It brought that feeling of isolation and the constant unease of like just hearing the same thing over and over again, because as it went on, hearing the foghorn was like more and more agonizing, because it felt like it kept getting louder and louder, because at the start it was kind of quiet, and then like when they play it more, it's like
there was one scene that I do remember that made me laugh a lot. It was a bit there's a bit where he reveals, like, main character dude, while he's wasted, he reveals a secret of, dark secret and all that to the other dude, and the other dude's just gone. He's like, where'd you go? And you just hear echoing through the halls, why'd you spill your beans? And I sit there, I look at Eric, I'm like, is he saying, why did you spill your beans? He's like, yeah, he's saying, why'd you spill your beans? That's a funny fucking sentence. And I'm sitting there like,
someone substitute that sentence for, why'd you eat the beans?
Why'd you eat the beans?
It's just a still camera shot of the Cars 2. Why'd you eat the beans?
Oh my god.
The one scene that was kind of unsettling for me was just the dance scene. Like, I know that everybody really liked it, but it was kind of startling for me.
What, where they just broke into dance for like
Yeah.
no reason?
And they were like,
It was funny. 1 second they're panicking and freaking out or something. The next second they're chugging a bottle and going fucking mental.
Where are they getting all this booze?
They
what are
had
they
a
eating?
stockpile.
What are they eating?
Just
fucking nothing
catch,
after a while.
They catch like lobsters and shit, but they also do have some food lying around. A part of the plot is actually that there's a storm that comes, and they get cut off from all supplies, so they run out of stuff. One of the funny things is when the storm comes, they dig up a secret stash of booze, because that's all they have to drink. They run out of booze. So they take a big thing of fucking turpentine or kerosene.
Kerosene.
They take a thing of kerosene, put honey in it, and they drink it.
Ethanol. Drink of champions.
And it's funny because I'm sitting there watching it, because they pull out a jug, and it was this really dramatic scene from what I remember. It's a dramatic scene. He pulls out the jug, takes a big thing of honey, puts it in, and I just hear Eric go, they're drinking kerosene.
Willem Dafoe's like banging on his chest and shit, and he's like,
I think another funny scene is when Robert dissed the guy's cooking, and he starts to get very sad. Like,
That was the fucking
You're lying.
monologue stream.
You're lying. You like my cooking, right? You like my cooking, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, ah! That just goes on a fucking long ass fucking rant, like, I curse you!
He basically went on
"Don't be such an old bitch."
He goes on his entire thing is basically a curse, saying, it was very descriptive, but he's like, I curse ye to bloat with bulge and bilge and sea foam, and then Poseidon will rise with his crown of cockles and strike ye down till ye burst, leaving nothing but scraps and blood for the seagulls to feed on. And just after that, there's just a moment of silence. And the thing is, the dude's like literally lying on the floor like this. He's like, okay, fine, I like you, lobster.
Okay, okay, boomer.
It was absolutely amazing, and I want to watch that movie sober.
The other movie that we watched that we really liked, or I really liked, was Spirited Away, because I had never seen it before.
Yes. Watch
Spirited Away. You have never. You mean the?
I'd never seen it before.
The fucking
Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
I've
shit!
never
You've
seen
never
it
seen
before.
that? You fucking
No.
You fucking weebin'.
Yeah, my
you're a
ultra
weeb-
ultra weeb instinct has never seen it before.
My weebiness fucking extends to books. There is no book of a Ghibli film that I know of.
No.
So.
Actually, I've seen most of them, and I think my favorite so far still has to be the Children of the Wind. I think is the translation.
Is it
Kaze no
Nausicaa in the Valley of the
Tatsuno?
Wind?
Huh?
Is it Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind?
No.
I've
This
actually
one's the
never
one
even
about
heard of that
It's a good
the
one.
plane designer. plane designer. He's the guy that designed the Zero aircraft. It's semi-fictional, as in like it's based off true stories, but it has a lot of fictional thing in it. But I really liked that just because how grounded it was on the main character and his wife. And like the struggles of getting there and like dreaming and shit, instead of like the traditional Ghibli films where it's like completely fantastical.
Yeah, I think my favorite, because I haven't seen a whole lot of Ghibli films. I remember my first one was Princess Mononoke. That's one I like. I think my favorite would probably be Howl's Moving Castle.
That one's really good.
I really like Howl's Moving Castle as well.
Kyle's Moving Castle?
Yeah, Kyle's Moving Castle.
Yeah, I have a moving castle.
There's a lot of holes in the walls.
See, I actually, whenever someone wants to get into anime, I actually recommend them for movies. If you want to get into some fantastical shit, then I straightly go for Ghibli because it's very easy to consume without any of the
any of the really weird fan service out there.
Yeah, no fan service. It's just like fantastical elements, but
It's
like
fairly
Japanese.
straightforward as far as it goes.
Yeah, Japanese fantastical elements, and the aesthetics are there.
They're super well done. I love the animation for them.
And then if it's TV shows and they don't want to get into the fan service shit, but like a classic type of thing, if they're fucked in the head, or if they want to get fucked in the head, I tell them to go watch Evangelion, because that's Bubba's first fucking fucked anime.
Naturally.
But if they want to see some quality animation and 90s shit, I always tell them Cowboy Bebop, or if they're more into like that girly type of shit, Sailor Moon, Detective Conan, or some of the older stuff.
If it's girly and cute, it'll make me shoot.
Out.
Out of your own house.
You know what was one scene from Spirited Away we all just fucking died at?
You're probably going to say exactly what I was going to say.
As they went to go visit, I think, the twin sister witch, you know how they're coming back, and what's the main lady's name again?
Eleanor?
No,
that's
Oh,
not
you
it.
mean like the main character?
Yeah.
I forget.
Main character.
She was called Lee. Like, her short form was Lee. And she tells, like, the dragon his name.
Names, the thing is, like, names are important in Spirited Away. They basically say, if you know someone's name, if you basically need to know your own name, because it gives you power over yourself.
Yeah.
But the main character, she needed to remember her name, but one of the other main dudes, who's kind of like a love interest kind of thing, he forgot his name. He doesn't know his name, so he has no power. So he basically has no control over himself. He's a slave, essentially. He's also a dragon, because naturally. They're flying through the sky, heading back to where the plot happens, and she's like, I remember your name, says his name, and suddenly, because she's riding on his back, they're like 50,000 feet in the fucking air, and she says his name, suddenly he turns back into a fucking human, they start plummeting from the sky, and he goes, you did it! You remembered my name!
And fucking we're all just going like, you stupid bitch!
You remembered my name! Now we're gonna die! You idiot!
That was such a good scene.
Because they were just so fucking happy, and they're just falling.
The dude. I can't believe you've done this.
Honestly,
You've done this.
we were so fucking dumbfounded. Like, this bitch just killed themselves.
God, that was like
Oh,
a solid
Japanese
5
people.
minutes.
They like to commit suicide anyway.
Well, luckily there was water under them.
Didn't he still fly?
Yeah, he turned back into a dragon and flew again.
No, I'm pretty sure he was human, wasn't he? He was a flying human.
I gotta rewatch a lot of the Ghibli shit, because the last time I watched it when I was in like fucking 8th grade, and I was like just getting into anime. Because guess what Bubba's first actual like anime series was?
What?
Fucking Sword Art Online.
Ugh.
I dumped
That
that
was
one
the
real-
same for
No,
me,
but like,
people.
okay, realistically speaking, it was when it first came out, and I got introduced to it, and it wasn't a bad concept. The first season, when you talk to people that have pretty refined tastes, they will say the first season wasn't bad.
No, first season, first half. They would say that
It was a pretty good concept. There was already a different anime about it, but in a different kind of like setting.
It was at the time, it was fairly fresh.
Yeah. There was another one that has the same concept of being in a VR video game, But Sword Art Online was more so like there was risks involved, whereas that game there wasn't as much. But like it was a pretty good concept. But then I moved away from it when the first season ended. So I was like, okay, well that was pretty decent. I guess I'll watch something next. Straight into Evangelon, baby.
I started watching like comedy
And I was fucking
shit.
13. I was 13 and I got into Evangelon. I'm like, this is fucking fire.
You want to know what my first one was?
What?
There's 3 I can say. Strawberry Panic, High School of the Dead, and fucking Elfen Lied.
Oh man,
You
Elfen
see,
Lied. Classic.
when I started watching like Moe Blub shit. That was fine. Then I dove straight into Elfen Lied and a bunch of ecchi shit.
Well, for me, I went into, my phase was Bubba's first anime and movies. And then I went into edgy shit, so Code Geass,
Naturally.
Guilty Crown, Angel Beats, Canon, what else is there? Fucking Clannad.
The sad ones.
We don't talk about Clan. Make me sad.
There's a Little Busters,
sad.
like pretty much edgy and sad ones like Evangelon. And then I started moving into the slice of life phase and comedy phase, and that's where I still am at after all these years, and I still don't.
Well, you
go
can't
back.
go wrong with slice of life comedy kind
Well,
of stuff.
it's not very prevalent in North America population because there's a lot less people that actually understand like the comedy of it because it's more of a cultural thing that they
Yeah.
speak on or the references like Monogatari series is it's a very good example of it. There's a lot of comedy in there, but a lot of people don't laugh because they don't understand it at all. It's like when you take an Asian person to like a Seth MacFarlane movie and expect them to laugh about all the sexual and like harassment type jokes because they don't understand it. They don't get satire at all. Like, I show satire and sarcasm to, like, all my friends back in Korea. They don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I shit you not. I have to explain to them what sarcasm is, because it doesn't exist in our culture. I'm sure it's developed, because the last time I've been there was, like, 3 years ago. But, like, back then, I was always an asshole to my parents, being sarcastic and everything. They still didn't understand it until I started to enlighten them about it.
And then they were pissed off.
Yes. Yes. They're like, go back up to your fucking room. I'm like, fuck you. Yep. Gorsh.
The first, I never really got into slice of life much. When I watched anime, manga is a different story because I mainly read manga now. But when I did watch anime, the only slice of life one, other than a little bit of Nichijou, was Watamode. I loved Watamode. That was one of my favorites. I love Watamode.
Fuck
That's a
yeah.
good. That was one of the other edgier ones that I kind of saw. That was kind of like the NEET culture. You know, not working, not employed, not education, not training, whatever that thing is.
Yeah, pretty much that.
I think that still is a big thing, but it's just like they're not making anime about it. Like
Because now it's actually a problem. That's why.
What was it? Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei, or
I love Sayonara.
that one was
Setsubo
another
Sensei.
neat culture thing. As you said, Watamode. There was the NHK.
Welcome to the NHK.
Yeah, welcome to the NHK.
Would Umaru count as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Umaru
Yeah,
count.
but Umaro is like lame.
It was. I don't know. Would I consider that fan service? I haven't watched it, but like I heard it's pretty decent. I love the art design. I like that for sure. I was about to buy an Android of one of the characters just because of the art design. It was pretty fucking fire. But I can't remember. But they're all like in the same like year period. Like it was like 2014, 15, or 13. I can't remember. They're all in that period, and then and then there was never any more neat type culture anime out ever. Well,
Because people
Not
started
mainstream.
actually like embracing that more. Because now I'm not sure how old it was, but apparently now it's become like a big problem in Japan where people are just refusing to work or
I
like
think
do
that was
anything. And it's a problem here too. It's a problem.
yeah.
Like
it's a problem worldwide because people got complacent to the Coomer culture, as I call it, because of the prevalency of pornography and all that shit online that you can get it easy, so you don't need to coom in real life, as you call it. But I don't know. I haven't seen very much. I haven't seen anime in like a year now because I've just been on mangas. I've read Dr. Stone till the latest chapter in 2 nights,
boy.
in 2 nights straight, and I'm like, goes from literally nothing to fucking big ass steamships. I'm like, whew, goddamn, in 2 nights.
Dr. Stone's are very interesting. I watched the anime too. I think one of the most recent episodes.
It gets very interesting.
I love it.
Try to
I
avoid
like it.
spoilers. I'm only on like the 3rd manga.
I know,
I'm not
but
gonna
like
talk
you know,
anything about
technology's going to evolve anyway.
Oh, yeah,
so that's
fuck
why I
yeah.
only say
The reason why
steamships.
The only reason why I like Dr. Stone so much because he takes what took us thousands and thousands of years, does it in 3.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, by the time I'm reading, it's been 3 years. That doesn't really spoil much either. I don't think.
Time passes?
What
No
the
shit.
what?
It's all done in one day?
But I know for a fact because I know some designs and stuff. Like some of it on the mango, totally bullshit. Okay, completely. Like there's basis to it, but it's totally bullshit. But it tries to explain it as best as it can, and I understand that.
It tries
But-
to explain it to like an average day viewer kind of deal.
Yeah, that's. I think that's what they were going for. Because like, one of the technologies, making paper into carbon armor. I was like, okay, that ain't happening, bud.
Like another one's like
But-
that. It's like Cell at Work kind of deal.
Yeah,
Where they try to explain the whole human body and everything. I
But-
love the way they do it.
I mean, it doesn't. Again, it's just technology. We already know spoilers for technology. Guess
yeah.
what? We have everything we need so far. They get to money. They get to money.
They get to
and, like,
currency?
Yeah, they already get to currency
Really?
at the current stage. But I find it funny how fast it develops. But I like how it actually shows time frame, like 3 years, 2 years, 1 year,
Yeah.
couple days to tens of days. Like whenever you're jumping, they do this in chapters. So one chapter, and the next chapter it'll be like a couple months in gap, or a year in gap, or 2. I don't know. But I thought they did that pretty well, so I'm enjoying it thoroughly. But anime so far, I don't think many good ones have come out lately. That is mainstream, because I don't really hear about them.
The one that everyone's talking about lately is Keep Your Hands Off Izuwoken.
Demon Slayer as well.
Demon Slayer.
That's
that
so
one kinda,
so mainstream.
I don't really think that it deserved anime of the decade.
No, hell no,
Like,
it didn't.
I don't. I mean, I'm biased because I guess I don't even really watch anime anymore.
We're
but,
all
like,
biased.
You know what?
We're all biased.
An anime that deserves a title like that is an anime that's actually been running for a decade, not just a few months kind of deal.
Mhm.
Monogatari.
That's the thing though too. I don't really like how they have the just vote for this, like whatever thing you think is best for the decade,
Well,
because
yeah,
they're just
you're
gonna
gonna
pick
pick the
whatever's
most
most
recent one.
popular.
Yeah, it's
like
the most
recently.
recent. Yeah, that's my biggest issue. Is like you're not going to remember an anime from 2010 as frequently as a 2020 release, right? So
Same thing goes
I
for
vote
like
for-
meme of the decade or like movie of the decade. It
like
doesn't-
Doge
Doge
are
won.
gonna
Doge
be
won
gold.
that, but I think I
Yes.
think there's a really good reason why Doge won, because even if it was a very
it's
mainstream,
survived.
it's still mainstream, but in a very ironic culture more than regular like 9gag normie boys type of thing. But,
Like it's actually survived and thrived too.
yeah. That's why I when it comes to anime, I say Monogatari series, because they've been going from 2011, 2012 to most recent release was something. Well, it's fucking. There's so many Monogataris. The recent one came out in 2019.
What's Monogatari?
Exactly. Not a lot of people know, but it's very mainstream, but only for like slice of life and
Well, you guys are talking like genres.
Psychological.
I have no idea what the fuck they are.
yeah, exactly. It's only mainstream in like the psychological
You ever
genre.
heard of Bakemonogatari?
No.
There's like, cause there's a shit ton of them, but it's just
Like,
this
what's the
weird
premise?
series. Monsters.
So it's about it's about stories of monsters, quote unquote.
It's like
But it's if you look at deep down into it, it's a psychological thing.
Goblin Slayer is one.
No,
No.
it's like modern era, semi slice of life kind of thing. Like someone's a vampire or whatever, but you know they're
Oh, so
integrated
like
into
fucking-
society.
Korowa zombie Desuka kind of deal.
That, but less that.
That doesn't help.
No, it's oh my god, Nekopara is dubbed now.
Hell yeah.
God, may God have
That reminds
mercy on
me.
her soul.
I sent this to Eric. Funimation stopped doing their dub for the fucking interspecies reviewers.
I love that manga. I will never watch
Is
the
that a
anime.
hentai?
There's a lot of.
You know what? It might as well be.
It might as well.
It's
be.
on Pornhub.
They
There's an
fucking-
anime out there.
Of what?
Interracial reviewers. You know what that is?
Fuck?
I have
No.
the first two
It's-
mangas of it.
It's a series about people who basically go to Monster Girl whorehouses and review.
Yeah, I seen that on Pornhub.
Oh my god, yeah.
And Funimation was doing a
Is
dub
that
of
the-
it, and they just dropped it. They're like, yeah, this ain't our bag, chief.
You'd
We
think
see
that
this
they would
shit
do a
going
bit
on
more
Pornhub.
like. You'd think they'd do a bit more research into it.
You know what? I want Riley Reid to voice one of the characters.
That would be good.
I want Riley Reid and Johnny Sins in there minimum.
Fucking.
Lil Capri's Ricky Six.
Ricky
I
Morton.
want. What's that very famous American male porn star? Can't remember the guy with the fucking greasy stash.
I was about to say John Stamos, but I know that's not it.
No, he's fat. He's literally the fat
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy. I want him to voice it too.
He's the trap.
All right, let me see if I can find the synopsis for fucking Bakemonogatari.
God, that manga's so funny though. Like I like it more for
I've
comedy.
been looking for it. I haven't been able to find it.
You want to just borrow the second one?
I've never seen the first one, so.
What the fuck? Okay, you're going home with a goodie bag then.
Okay.
Or just go to
Okay.
Pornhub.
Pretty much. All right, here it is.
No, anime isn't as good.
This is the simplest it can get. Through several tales involving demons and gods, Bakemonogatari follows Araragi, the main character, as he attempts to help those who suffer from supernatural maladies. Whatever that means.
Oh, so it's like it's an actual
ailment.
anime.
Hmm?
It's an actual anime.
Yeah, it's an anime. It's a very.
It's a light novel
long-running
series, which is much, much bigger.
It's not really
And,
a light novel.
and then there's like 11 seasons out, I think. Something like that.
I thought like we kept on saying that. It's like do you know how sometimes they like genre things like all like
I have it all downloaded
what's ones
too,
that like
'cause I'm a fucking
they
legend.
used to be in a
Jesus.
normal world,
I
now
love it.
they're in
I
a
love it that
fantasy
much.
world.
Isekai.
Yeah, I thought that's what you took. Like that
No,
kind
no,
of
no.
shit.
It's not an
Nah,
isekai. It's-
the Monogatari series is a series of its own.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of things. There's Bakemonogatari. There's Nisemonogatari.
Kizumonogatari,
all sorts of
Hanamonogatari, a lot.
We should throw it at me this time.
Remember when when the soap slapped you and you just took 2 bites out of it? And you're
Did
like,
we ever tell that on the podcast?
Maybe.
I think so. I think we briefly.
Okay.
said
I like-
We eat soap.
and
We
the
eat
best
soap.
the best part is, he was like, "Am I supposed to spit it out?"
Well, because someone took it from my hands. Next note, everyone fucking took a bite from it. I was like, "Well, was I actually supposed to eat this?"
No,
gonna
because
finish
I was completely sober that evening. I see him walking out of the fucking. I see Eric walking out of the bathroom with a fucking very like angry react face. Takes an angry bite out of a soap, sends it, just chucks it at Tyler, and it makes like this slapping noise. and then he catches it, and he looks at it, takes a bite, chews on it, takes another bite, and then we're all dying laughing, and you're like asking, "Are we supposed to spit it out?"
God, I was just saying earlier today, Tyler, you have a way with words. I must say.
We were sitting. The best one that we keep coming back to was when we were watching. We were just watching like random clips of like Pokemon bullshit, And one of
Pokemon
them-
like funny camp moments.
Yeah, in the like new Pokemon game, one of the things you can do in that is you can spin around. You just twirl for a bit, and Pokemon will react to that if you do it in front of them. So there's one of the clips was a like Clefairy or something and runs out of the bush and starts spinning in front of the character, and they just watch him. And just after a solid,
we
like,
got used to like the person, like whoever's playing, to like
they
actually
usually
spin with them.
We sit in there for a solid like 3 seconds where it's like they're just watching them spin, they're not spinning, and you just hear fucking Tyler go, "Twirl, bitch!"
Because the fucking Pokemon's twirling right in front of you. In that game, you fucking twirl with it.
Oh my god.
So I was like, "Twirl, bitch!"
Oh my god.
So I felt bad for the Pokemon.
Jesus fucking Christ.
She's not twirling.
I don't even remember what we were talking about during when we were watching the Lighthouse. Somebody said something about the clitoris, and then Tyler says, "What's a clitoris?"
I know. It's when the guy was fucking beating his meat, he was fucking rubbing the statue.
Why did we say clitoris though?
Because he was like technically rubbing the clitoris of the statue.
What the fuck?
Okay, imagine the statue. This is the head and the boobs right here.
This is an
he's just
audio
going-
podcast. You
I'm
can't just
explaining it to
He's holding an eraser and poking
Q.
point to the microphone.
Smacks the microphone.
I want to just go.
Clocks it.
Clock
There
our
it is, audience. There's the clitoris. We
found
did
it.
it.
We found it. Reddit. We
Ladies-
found it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Oh my god. Alright. Can I suggest the next topic?
Sure.
Alright. First animated or televised crush.
Don't even get me started on this.
Velma.
I can't even remember if we did this before, but mine always kind of tends to change.
I mean, I thought it would be a pretty common topic
No,
for
imagine you
degenerates
being
like
a fucking
us.
6-year-old
I think I
watching
even-
like some kind of cartoon or some shit.
I-
Who was it?
I think I even said before it was Frankie Foster from Foster's Home from Imaginary Friends.
Yeah.
I
My
really
man.
liked her.
That's pretty
My
good.
man.
That was pretty good.
She
My
was
man.
a good one. That one episode where they go to the beach, that was hook, line, and sinker.
Eric Glass first boner.
I was like,
I swear to Allah, if any of you say Candace from fucking Phineas and Ferb,
What the fuck?
I didn't watch Phineas and Ferb much.
I
when
swear
was a
to
kid, so-
fucking Allah.
You know who fucking mine
by
was?
Allah, behave yourself or you will have a taste of my shoe.
I blame fucking Scooby-Doo for this, but you know those old ass Scooby-Doo movies, like the vampire
The
one?
Hex Girls.
Her,
That's
and
who
the one
you're
where they
going
had
for.
the fucking hippie alien and the dog.
Oh,
Her as well.
Oh my god, yes,
Hippie
I do.
alien.
I
know that
cried
one.
at the end of that movie.
I don't know who that
'cause
is.
Scooby lost the poo.
Scooby lost.
I also kind of liked the Cat Girls from Zombie Island too.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo had a lot of fucking waifu material in it.
It did.
It did. And you know,
And almost none of them for me were Daphne.
Daphne was a bitch. No one liked Daphne.
Daphne was a
you know, Freddie and her were shagging and fucking whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's
Whatever
split
they're
up,
like,
guys.
let's split up, gang.
Let's split up. Valma, you go alone.
Nobody wants your nerdy ass poon over here.
I do.
I do.
She probably makes scientific notes while you're fucking too. Just
I
like,
don't care.
if you rub the clit, it's 30% more effective for climax.
I can't believe you came on me.
I can't believe you've done this.
All right, where are my glasses? Oh, stepsister. What are you doing stuck on the floor?
I can actually see that being a fucking porn
Oh
parody
my,
now.
I remember. That reminds me of a video. It was a fucking woman, and she's like at a dryer or whatever, and the dryer, and opens at the front. She leans in to take the clothes. She goes, "Oh no, I'm stuck. I can't get out." And her ass is just sitting there. And the guy walks in, "Stepsister, not related by blood." Do you need any help? She's like, help, I am stuck. I can't get out. So he helps her out and says, there you go. Oh, thanks, bro. I knew you had my back. And then it ends.
I would like it more if they actually fucked after that. Oh, thanks, step bro. And then it just cuts to them.
That reminds me of this. That reminds me of Seth Zine Talk. You know, the fucking end of Nekopara. Master, I love you so much. Now let me suck that dick. Step brother, thank you very much. Now let me suck that dick.
I would like it too if it acted like a Bethesda fucking.
What, a Skyrim meme thing?
Yeah, no, like the Skyrim NPC where like you click on them and then it zooms in on their face when he said not related by blood.
The fucking camera just fucking at the girl's ass and he just says that just.
No, it would be better if when they pull her out, he gets knocked out and he wakes up and is like, "You're awake."
You're finally awake.
You're finally
As he's
awake.
pulling her out, they just go.
You're finally awake. You're ambushed by an Imperial patrol.
I do like those memes, though. Probably more than I should.
I love the way people do it now because it's such a fucking big ass troll. Like I think this one really popped off. It was a female Twitch streamer who did something on Apex that sends a person's ability to coccyx. She has like a fucking gas chamber basically thing.
He fired.
Yeah.
Yeah. It goes fucking flying right into a waterfall. I was like, oh, check out this new glitch. Goes fucking flying into the waterfall, and it just goes straight to white. Hey, you've been out for a while.
You're finally awake, I
You're
see.
finally awake. We were ambushed by an Imperial patrol.
Did I ever tell you that I had a dream like that?
You woke up and you were just there.
No, like I was just walking down the street and then somebody hit me in the side of the head with a shovel, and then like it didn't look like Skyrim graphics. It looked like I was just in the back of a van. But then a guy like I sat up and then a guy was like, "Ah, you're finally awake," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
We're headed to Black.com's new
We're headed to
film
Epstein.
location.
We're headed to Epstein Island.
We need your expertise on dojins and lolly porn.
Oh, God.
Oh, my fucking God. All right. What's the next topic, boys? What's the next degenerate
What's the
topic?
next big thing?
What is the sexiest animal?
What?
Before this, I will admit, I was looking up topic ideas because I did not look up any topic ideas throughout the week, which I should have.
So one was, what's the sexiest animal?
Yeah, I just looked up weird questions to ask your friends, and I said, and it's the first one was, what is the sexiest animal? So, gentlemen, what is the sexiest animal?
I'd say the human being. I mean, you can't go wrong with that answer
You
because
and
I'm
me,
not
baby.
a fucking furf.
Ain't nothing but mammals.
Ain't nothing but mammal. You ever say this? Damn, that fucking invertebrate bird looks hella thick. I bet that turkey's got a massive clit on her.
Okay, let me rephrase it so that us degenerates can relate in a less degenerate way. What is the sexiest animal, girl?
Oh, dog, hands down. Cutest.
A man of culture.
Thank you very
you
much,
just follow,
sir.
like, that
Thank you
fucking
very
one
much,
video
sir.
of like the dog girl is fucking going like this, and you see she has like the fucking thinnest waist ever, but the fucking biggest boobs.
No,
Oh,
I've just seen a lot of like mini mangoes.
Kamone.
Come on, Mimi.
Yeah, and they have like the dog girls, and they're always cute. They're like always like dogs. They're always behaving like dogs, and I'm like, I love dogs. I hate cats. Fuck you, cats. Fuck you, Nekopara.
just fucking curves
0 out of
real
10.
quick.
I will
Do
say,
you not know how felines behave? You fucking.
I will say
I see no open defecation.
rabbit.
Ribbit.
Rabbit.
Rabbit.
Bunny.
Bunny.
Always a good choice as well. Tyler.
It's hard.
Don't talk about
There
your
are
dick.
no wrong. There are no wrong answers.
Yes,
but
there is.
if you do say cats, then I will shame
That
you
is a wrong
automatically.
answer.
I will shame you automatically if you say cats, because that is the very mainstream Elon Musk answer.
You don't want to be Elon Musk, do you?
You
don't want to be musky, do you?
You don't want to be an elongated Musk, do you?
No.
I want to fucking amputate my leg.
You see, I misheard that at first, so I thought you said I want a fucking amputated leg.
Totally.
What's that
Freudian
one called?
slip, everyone.
What was that fucking game called?
Which one?
The one where
With
it's,
all the fucking amputees in it? Or the fucked up people?
Katawa Shoujo.
The one
Oh,
with like the girl that's a fucking half bird.
yes.
Oh, I have that on my computer.
I actually tried to download it, but like it was being weird.
No,
Being funky.
well, if you want, I can just give you a copy from my computer.
Ah,
You just come over and grab a SD card, or give me an SD card, and next time we meet.
suck dick.
Yeah.
I have like fucking. I swear to God, I have like at least 150 gigs worth of like visual novels on my computer that I never play. Because I just
Naturally.
collect them. I just like, ooh, this is a cool looking one.
I mean-
ooh, this is really
Wait a minute,
fucked in the
we're
head.
getting off topic. Tyler.
Shut
Tyler.
up. I've
Tyler.
been thinking this whole time.
You're not off the
Orca
hook yet.
girls are not bad either. I've seen a very couple of them.
That's a very underrated one. Now I would like to honestly
Whale.
change my answer.
The killer whale one. Have you ever seen that one?
Yeah, that's the orca.
Yeah, that one.
That is literally the orca.
Hold on a minute. Orcas are fucked though. You know why? I really like sharks. And
Shark girls are good.
shark girls are very good.
Shark girls.
The teeth. Actually.
That's not my problem.
That's not a problem.
I'm
You don't use the teeth when you're sucking.
aiming
Come
lower.
on, man.
Oh god.
Teeth not my problem. I go low. But orcas in real life, they don't do this in anime. I don't think. But they'll actually go up to great white sharks. They'll ram them to stun them, and then they'll rip their liver out, and they won't even eat it. They won't even eat the liver. They'll just rip the shark's liver out, and then they'll swim away. Like for like they don't. As far as scientists can tell, for no reason. They just fucking do it.
They do it for
They're
fun.
fucking pricks.
Yeah, they're fucking assholes.
It's like dolphins that fucking.
I don't like
bump
porpoises.
pufferfish.
I think orcas are like top shit of the food chain on the bottom of the sea. Other than like sperm whales, they're pretty badass. They fight fucking 20-foot long squids down there, and they're pressurized animals too, so they can go down to like thousands of meters. And they just fucking chill there. They're pretty fucking cool. But there's no anime girls of them.
You
So
know
many
what?
whales.
Not yet.
We
No,
could
no.
change that.
There's. I think I've seen a couple like Pixiv. I used to go on Pixiv a lot, and there was a lot of like kimono. What is
Kimono
that?
Mimi.
No, like kimono. Fuck, what's that?
We
What's
know
that
what
TV
you
show?
mean.
Yeah, the TV show, the Kimono
Friends.
Yeah, Friend. Kimono.
Oh,
They actually
like fan
started
art of
making a
that.
manga of it.
There's like a lot of fan art, but it's not like Sonic fan art. These are actually good fan art
Oh, yeah.
on Pixiv because they're all Japanese people and they're all somehow
Because they're
talented.
Japanese, so they're actually better.
They're
at it.
actually talented, unlike those fucking 13-year-old Sonic. My hedgehog is Kevin the Hedgehog.
Kevin.
He drinks Monster all day. No, they're actually good, but there's like pretty cool like kimono friend fan art of like other animals. But that's how I found out like there's like whales and sharks and
There was a Monster
Shit.
Energy monster girl that I saw a while ago, and I have to say
Yes.
I would smash.
Because she was like this like black thing, and she had green claws and shit. Is
Yeah.
that the one? Yeah.
I like that one.
That one was pretty good.
oh. All right, what's the next? Well, we have elaborated the best
The best
Anime.
animal.
Well,
best animal.
Actually,
Doggo, indeed.
you mentioned fucking Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei before.
I haven't seen it though.
Have any of you seen that one?
What's that one even?
It's literally translated is to Goodbye Mr. Despair. It's literally about a teacher who is so depressed and wants to fucking die, but also has to teach a class. So literally the first scene of it is him like I'm hanging myself. He hangs himself, and then his student's like, don't do it, and fucking grabs onto his legs and starts swinging around. and he's like, are you trying to kill me? Like, what? But it's this weird series about a depressed teacher who goes on like intense monologues of, I am now in despair. And he has eccentric students. And so one of them is a shut-in, a hikikomori. And she just constantly wrapped in a blanket or whatever. He'll be like running somewhere or find like a nook or cranny. He'll randomly open like a fire escape or something, and she'll just be sitting there and it'll be like, hey. It's the greatest shit. And one of them,
You've piqued my interest.
one of the
gonna watch it,
characters
too.
that I thought was really fucking funny was this little brown girl. And she doesn't look... And here's the thing. No, here's the thing.
Stop! Fucking.
It's actually really important because they sit there. It's like, you don't really look Japanese. She's like, I'm not. It's like, are you even a student here? No. Like, wait a minute, what? And so they look at her student ID, and it's like a random student ID of like some white dude. And so they find the dude. It's like, oh yeah, I sold her my ID. Like, why'd you do that? And it's like, I don't know. And they wind up going with her to her home. She lives in a warehouse with this shit ton of illegal immigrants. And they all just live in this warehouse. It's like, oh, hey, welcome back. Like, this is my family.
It actually sounds really cute.
It's a really fucking good series.
Yeah, I still have it. I have a lot of shit on my to watch list. I have like over 100 something anime. But I don't know, I've been losing interest in anime and video games lately. Like
I have interest. You see, anime, I stopped watching anime a long time ago. I just keep to the mangas, but with video games, I still have an interest in playing them. I just don't have the motivation to stick
Same.
with one.
I don't have the energy. I want to come home and I want to play some Call of Duty, right? Because I love the new Call of Duty's aesthetics and like customization shit. But that I play a match and I'm already exhausted. I'm like, God, everyone is so fucking sweaty. Like, holy God.
Well, I find I sit down, like, I find most of the time I just play, like, games that are, like, roguelikes or, online games where you just do it quick and then you stop. Because I can easily get into that. When it's something you need to sit down and commit yourself to get through, I have tons of games like that lined up.
Oh, yeah, same.
One of the ones I want to, that I got recently that I want to play through is Hollow Knight. I bought Hollow Knight, and I got all the DLC for it, and I really like the game. I want to play it, but I can't sit down and play through it because I have to, like, mentally be like, alright, I'm going to sit down and commit to playing this. But I can't, because my problem with fucking everything is that when I'm doing something, I'm thinking about what else I should be doing. If I'm sitting there playing a video game, I'm thinking maybe there's some like work I should be doing, maybe I should be drawing something. When I'm doing, work or something, it's like I could be doing something else. When I'm drawing, it's like I could be playing a video game, and it's just this massive cycle of I could be doing something else, so I don't commit to any of it.
See, my problem with that is it's not like I need to do something else. It's just before I start even playing, I analyze like what type of game this is, how long it's going to take to play. That's why I don't play like Hearts of Iron type games, which is like grand strategy. It takes fucking like 8 hours sit down with buddies to accomplish like passing like 3 years into the game. Or like game I really wanted to get into, something that Eric over here might like. It's called Elite Dangerous. You start out with,
I have that one.
I have it. I've gotten all the way up to like one of the top ships, like the biggest ship in the game. Like I actually took screenshots of it landing next to a town, and it's bigger than the town because it's a 250 meter long ship. But like I have all that shit, and I want to go exploring now because I've reached the peak of like what I can get. But like it takes so much time jumping from system to system, doing shit. Combat takes a long time. Like it's very very micromanagey at times too. So I'm like, I have no games I want to play.
There was one that was similar to that I've talked about on the podcast before. I played a lot of Sunless Sea, which was very much a slow kind of game. A lot of boating around places, bringing resources here and there, following little quest lines. When I first played it, I played it for a bit, thought I could really get into this, and then I let it sit for like a long fucking time. Eventually, I came back to it and played more of it. But nowadays, it's like the sequel. I have the sequel. The sequel's really good, and I want to play it. I just have not reached the point where I can sit down and actually play through it.
You got me the sequel for
Yes.
Christmas.
I bought
and
the sequel.
thank you for that. But I just don't have the time or the
Yeah.
drive to do it, and I really want to get into it. But
It's certainly one of those things you just got to set time apart. And you need to get into the groove of it. You need to fucking get
there's
going.
so many other games that I want to play, and as well as like if I'm playing a game, I'm like, yeah, this is fun, but it would be a lot more fun if I had like friends to play with.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then like I can't play a single player game with friends, so I'm like, okay, Kyle, you want to do some League?
You want to play some fucking League?
I'm out of here. You guys lost me at League. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, actually, one thing I've been playing a lot of recently is 100% orange juice. Do you know
Fuck
that?
that.
What is that?
It's
Buy
a,
some fucking Yuki.
it is, and it's this really weeby board game,
Oh god.
and
Play that
it's
shit with
yes.
I figured.
I play it with and a number of other people. I play with fucking
Can I actually play computer games?
yeah. You can play that one. It's not a very taxing game, but it's basically like this really high speed board game where you pick characters that have different stats or whatever. You go around the board, you kick the shit out of each other. It's actually a fun game, and it's got a cute style to it that I like. But it's just one of those things where you jump in, you play games, and then you get the fuck out because it's a board game. And that's how you do it.
Yeah.
And it's not like a Monopoly board game. You know, a single game might take you maybe 20 minutes at most. So.
Yeah, my dilemma these days is learning a whole new game in the beginning. That's why I don't buy new games that much, other than the ones I really want. And another thing is, I have friends to play with them online. I can just ask them if you want to play with it, but I don't know why. Whenever I get home, I guess it's like an adult thing that we all have right now, as like dedicated college students or workers right now. It's just get home. I'm not sure what you do. Sorry.
No, nothing. He just,
I get home.
I
I'm
mean,
fucking
school.
tired. I
fair.
started working out these days too, so like I have to dedicate at least like almost 8 hours a week now to working out because I don't go for 1 hour. I go for like 2-3 at a time. But like I get home. I'm tired of shit. I watch YouTube, play with my guns, go to bed.
Yeah, that's kind of my schedule lately. The way I do things is fucked up and stupid because I'll wake up, I'll go through the day, you know. Oftentimes someone will like ring me up, you know, might ring me up and say, hey, let's play a game or something. I'll do that for a bit. I'll watch some YouTube videos, and then it'll be 4 at night. It's like, well, I don't want to start up a game right now because it's super late. I'm just going to draw. And then I stay drawing until 7 in the morning, and then I go to bed. And then I wake up at 4 the next day.
See, nowadays I try to see like what's the most productive, and I just can't justify gaming at all.
I can't be.
Especially the ones that aren't tied to progression in gaming. Like I have to play games that have tied in with progression, or it's like a temporary progression, as in you're like in the game you're stronger than everyone else or something like that. You getting into most and you win or type of shit. Like grand strategy games, that's the best one. But like those are so time consuming. Every game is so time consuming. I can't even play VNs anymore because they're so time consuming.
Because it's just a lot of reading. And
The way my schedule is now too, where like I'm trying to educate myself while still working 48 hours a week because I don't want to go to college.
48.
Yeah, we're on forced overtime now.
48.
Yeah.
From what is it? 6 to 3:30 or?
Yep, 6 to 3:30.
Holy
But
shit!
I'm trying to like manage that schedule where I'm going to work every day, and I'm trying to learn as well as like enjoying my free time. So when I come home from work, I work out for a half hour, 45 minutes. I get a good workout in that time, and then I'll read. I'll do my best to read, and then I have some free time. But by the time it's time to come to free time, I don't want to do anything. Like I'm so dog tired from just a 9.5 hour day, and then I come home and immediately work out, and then I'm studying, and like I'm like I can't really justify playing a video game because if I play a video game, then I only have like maybe an hour to get everything ready for work tomorrow, and then I go to bed.
Oh yeah.
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 You catch yourself in a cycle like that.
I actually can justify phone games now because I play some weeb shit phone games.
I
heavy-
also play phone games.
Not
more
heavy
than other
weeb
games.
shit phone games, but pretty weeb
I
shit.
give them fucking hentai games on my phone.
Oh boy. No, I play like strategical shit like Girls Frontline and like Arc Knights, which is new release.
I play runner games.
But like I can justify phone games because they're so convenient. I can't justify sitting down in front of a computer reading a visual novel when I can read manga.
That's kind of what I've been doing recently. I just have I have my Switch beside me. I have my Switch and a stack of books, and I'll be sitting there on my computer, maybe watching some videos, and just randomly I'll be like, I'll just take out the Switch and I'll play a game for a bit, and then of course because it's a Switch, just sleep it, put it to the side, and go back to whatever I was doing.
I've brought books to work now. I've been doing that for like
I've seen
maybe
it. Yeah.
2 years now.
Yeah.
I can't. Nothing against phone games. I just can't really.
I find
Because
that
a
most
lot of
phone
the-
games do not grab.
A lot of the ones they don't grab my attention, and like there are good ones, but I just haven't taken the time out of my day to find them because like a lot of them it's like tower defense, like destroy this tower, and I'll like
Raid
click on it
Shadow
for
Legends.
and I'll click on it for a bit, and I'm like, I just wasted like my 25-minute break. I could have been like reading or something. And I have killed more books at work than I have at home. I swear to God.
Well, actually, I'm actually if our boss. Should I? Yeah, you guys. Can,
I'll
you guys can
cut it out.
No, you guys can incarcerate him. It's fine.
Fuck that guy.
Don't say that.
If he lets me get back into work, well, there's probably thousands of them out there, anyways, with the same name. But
I'll
if he
just
lets
bleep
me,
his name out.
if he lets me work, I might work in the summertime.
I'm sure he would.
That would be fun. I'd love that because we would have the same schedule practically, and we can go airsofting on Sundays.
Ooh.
That's my plan. Anyways,
I want to go back to airsoft.
It's so much fun. I got 4 guns. I'm ready to shoot at some 10-year-olds that come on the field.
I'm ready to shoot children.
Legally, baby. Gun them down. Just run around the corner and just. And then they're just crying, and you just still keep shooting them. Like, call your hit. You can't call your hit when you're crying, bitch.
But yeah,
Reload.
I really understand your guys' struggle when it comes to playing video games. I went through the same thing for the past 5 years. I've rarely ever played video games unless I was forced onto, fucking threatened, hey,
What the hell?
if you don't fucking play this game, I'm taking my account back and you will fucking have no games or anything kind of deal.
Oh, I thought it was like, if you don't play this game.
Oh, my God.
This is like Raid Shadow Legends fucking threatening you. If you don't play this fucking
If
game,
you don't play our game, we'll cut your sponsorship.
we'll cut your dick off.
I feel like the whole game thing is so heavily exemplified for me with JRPGs. When I was young, I played through a lot of JRPGs. I loved playing through them. Nowadays, I do not.
I've actually played, believe it or not, Sword Art Online has a pretty good JRPG game. The story's cringy, but the gameplay is, I think I like it. It's kind of looter-shootery through
Yeah,
third
doesn't
person.
it have 2 games?
Yeah, the latest one I got it on sale for $10 total with all the DLCs. It's called Fatal Bullet Sword Art Online. And I played through I played 33 hours of it, and I was pleasantly surprised. A lot of customization you can do, a lot of builds you can do, and everything. It's an RPG, but it's third-person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what intrigued me at first, and it's a loot and shooter. That's why.
Yeah, I think I saw that because that one's based on the sequel, the Gun Gale Online thing.
Yeah, but it's like a side story off of that, and I haven't even watched the damn thing.
Even
but I
then, with
played
Gun
it.
Gale Online, it has its own little side anime.
Did you? There was this one game that because I think I've seen footage of this game, and it reminds me of one game that was on the Vita. I think it was
Monster Hunter World.
No.
That's
How much time are we at, by the way?
Oh, we're sitting at about 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Okay,
But
we got some time.
there was this
Continue.
one game, and it was like Freedom Unit or something like that. And the point was you were all all the characters. It was a fairly anime game, but you were all prisoners or whatever. And the mechanics were you had you had firearms and you had a grappling hook kind of thing, and you could grapple onto large enemies and walls and shit and jump around and stuff. and it was a Vita exclusive. And
if it's Vita exclusive, I have no idea, but it sounds like it sounds like Sword Art Online.
It was a very good
Devil
game.
May Cry in some way.
Well, and that's the thing, right? It was a very good game.
Featuring Dante.
It was very good for what it was. I'm just really sad that I'm sad that it died with the Vita, like things did.
Yeah.
Another good one on the Vita was Soul Sacrifice. That one was a really good game that died with the Vita, and it's probably never going to come back. But I wish they would take those games and put it onto like, you know, PS4 or something. You know, put it on a PS4, make a better game out of the foundation they laid. But because they put all of those eggs into the Vita basket, they just died with them.
Yep.
Or what they could do is, like, this is probably hearsay, but fucking Nintendo could buy it off of them. If they aren't going to do anything with it, they could buy it off them, because a lot of those games, games from the Vita could easily switch over to the Switch.
Actually,
like, it would probably be perfect for that.
I would love it if they ported a lot of games like that to PC, because one of my number 2 game, like my number 1 game, will always be Borderlands pre-sequel and 2. I consider them one game. But number 2 game I've ever played, my favorite, is called Infinite Space, made by Platinum Games for the Nintendo DS. Platinum made Nier Automata. They made a lot of hack and slash.
They are like the hack and slash.
They are the hack and slash, but they made this JRPG called Infinite Space. And I love the story to this day more than any other story that is actually serious, because it's about this boy from this unknown planet, and this is an established universe, kind of like Star Wars Galaxy. Unknown planet, trying to get to space and explore and everything. And like, no one heard of this game because they only sold maybe tens of thousands of copies in Japan only, with minor translations going over to US. But it's my favorite because of how in-depth the story is, and the story has 2 parts, like episode 1 and episode 2 of Star Wars, where they grow up and, you know, all that shit.
Yeah.
But goes into existential shit, like starts out as a generic space adventure. You get your fleet of ships, and the ships are like, the smallest ships you can get are 200 meters long destroyers. And then you can work your way up to like 3,000 meter long dreadnoughts and have 5 of them in a fleet.
And then you can exterminate us.
Yeah. But like, it goes from just the first part of story, generic space adventure, and a gigantic ass intergalactic empire comes in, to like the ending where it's like the entire galaxy is a simulation made by the overlords, as in like a civilization that lives in other dimension, and they constantly destroy the universe when it peaks out, and it can contest them, and you have to fight them.
That's some fucking Gurren Lagann shit.
But like, it was so fucking cool, and if they made like a new one of it with like, on hell, if it was just ported to PC, I would play the shit out of it.
There are so many things that I just wish they would port.
I know, right?
At least
I
then
would buy it and
survive.
fuck up. If they did that, I don't care how much it costs. I'll pay $200 for a video game.
I hate PSP
I shit you not.
games, man. Because I'll admit to this. You guys probably shade me for this. I'm a Naruto fan. I like Naruto.
That's fine.
And I've seen commercials for some bomb-ass Naruto games.
As long as it's not Boruto, you're fine.
And guess what it's fucking for? The PSP, which I never had.
That's the thing, right? I find, especially with Sony's handhelds, but I guess just with handhelds in general, they get such good ideas and stuff, but the hardware is not there to really expand it into the game you want it to be.
Like,
I mean, it's gotten a pretty long way, though. Like, if you look at it from 98 with the Game Boy Advance to 20 years from now, which is like
the
PS
Nintendo
Vita.
DS is still making games.
Oh
Bro.
yeah, they're still going.
I still love my DS. I actually, back when I worked and I had a lot of money to blow, I was having such a nostalgia attack that I bought a fucking DS just to buy Pokemon Ultra Moon. Like, I had that much of a nostalgia attack that I could justify buying that. I haven't played it since I bought it. I shit you not.
You know what the
that was last year, December.
You know what the best DS is?
What?
You gotta get yourself a DS Lite. No DSi, no DS XL type shit.
I'd rather not have a fucking cheese block or a doorstop as a fucking
This was the
console.
slim one, like the slim version of the DS. And the DS what I call it, DSL? No.
DS Lite.
DS Lite,
Lite.
basically the same thing.
DSLR.
It had both cartridges thing. Like, you put your Game Boy games in it, you could put a DS game in it.
That's what I love about the classic DS. I still have one at home
Oh,
in Korea.
I do too.
I still have my Game Boy Advance
I
from...
love you.
No, it's mine.
You know how hard it is to actually look for a good one of those?
I've had that thing for so long, and I have so many memories on it.
Oh, yeah.
I still have all of my old DS and Game Boy
That's
games.
why I keep my old DS just to play Infinite Space again. Because I have it downloaded from ROMs. Remember when ROMs were a thing?
Yeah.
I still have it. Will never get rid of it. I will literally seek out another DS just to play that game
The
again.
thing is, right, I am one of those... There are a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, I buy a system or whatever, and then I sell the system. I buy a game,
Hell no.
and then I sell the game. Me, I buy a system, and I keep that system until it ceases to function.
And then I'll buy another one.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But it's like, my DS, I haven't played the DS in a while, but sometimes I'll go back and I'll have a nostalgia trip. Like, even if the games aren't even good, I'll just play them again because I just want to.
Yeah, if it's even possible for me to move over that old DS cartridge into the new one, and it can still load my ROMs, I would be fucking ecstatic.
I still have my Game Boy, like, SD, and I still have a PSP.
I still have my fucking Pokemon OG Emerald over back in Korea with fucking all the legendaries level to 100.
I still have my Game Boy Color lime green that was covered in duct tape because it wouldn't read cartridges unless it was held together.
Yeah.
God damn. God damn.
And it still has Super Mario in it.
Same.
yeah.
Same. Yo.
Q, I must say we've actually been very tame this episode. I remember
Maybe the
during
beginning.
during the break we went to a sushi place with one of our old coworkers, and he left early because we were being too degenerate.
we were literally. He is pretty degenerate. But our level.
You went too far.
When we were laughing we were laughing like Mario screaming video on YouTube.
We kept saying it too, over and over again, the whole time. Like, it would go quiet for a second, and then all you hear is, "Mama!"
It's like
In a public place, no less.
In a sushi buffet. Thank God there was like no one there to kick us out because no customers were there. But like, god damn, it was so funny, and he got so.
Boys be like, has been hotel, abducts child.
Oh my god. I think that was one of the highlights. That was one of the highlights. Oh my god. But oh shit. Brings me back. DS. Like, it's such a shame for me because I love video games starting when I was
Do you know, like,
10. No, when I was 8. And the thing is, it sucks for me because I still have my depression from when I was 15, and I always use video games as a form of escape, but I can't anymore because I'm not enjoying them.
Depression, save it for later.
We can get back into it, but it's just this goddamn shame for me because I've always used it as a way of escapism, but like I can't anymore because I don't play the damn
you
thing.
just don't fucking play them.
Yeah, like
It's even worse when the video games have depression in them.
no, that's the best part.
Honestly,
that is the best part.
One of the things... Alright, what is a video game series that hasn't had a new entry in a while that you just want a new entry in it?
You mean like a remake of the old
Not
one?
even like a
remaster?
not
Just like a new one.
Not even a remake, just a new game in the series. Because
The
for
Warriors.
for me, it's Ape Escape. I want there to be an Ape Escape 4 because I thought that game was just fun to play.
I would say Borderlands, but like they already made Borderlands 3. Played the shit out of it. Boring as hell. The story was garbage. But I would say if they remade OG Borderlands into like a real good one with good story, like Handsome Jack levels of villainy type of shit, all for Borderlands. But if not, I would say a good shitty quote unquote visual novel by what is that guy? What is that company that made Sayano Uta or like,
the Ura Butcher?
No, that's for Madoka. But Saya no Uta is Saya's song.
Song of Saya, yeah.
Song of Saya, or that company makes really fucked.
Yeah,
VNs.
because isn't the director of it the Uro Butcher?
I don't think so.
I thought he was.
You can look it up. I'm not sure, but it's fucked, and I would love them to make a new one because I thought Saya's song was really fucking good.
You know what's a game you guys probably had fucking blocked in your memory?
What?
Soul Reaver.
I never
I
knew that one.
remember Soul Reaver.
Listen here.
I have all
Listen
of those
here,
games
Lobo.
on PC.
Listen
I gotta go
here.
with you.
I spent fucking years trying to explain this game to everyone I met. It is about a guy who is able to shoot souls from himself. He's fucking blue, skinny as fuck. And there's a second character, which is a big, tall, green guy who's a fucking vampire.
They're all vampires.
They are? I thought the guy's like a fucking wraith or some shit.
It actually, because Soul Reaver is technically the sequel to The Legacy of Kain. And essentially, Kain himself was a dude who became a vampire, basically made his own super race of vampires that took over the world, and Soul Reaver is basically when one of those vampires started to evolve. He grew wings, so he's kind of surpassing his god, which is Kain. So Kain basically ripped out his wings, cast him into like the whirlpool of eternal suffering, and he became a spooky ghost. But then he basically came back and he's like, I'm gonna fucking eat your soul, bitch.
I want another Star Wars Battlefront, but not the new Star Wars
Not the
Battlefront.
new one.
hear Star Wars Battlefront.
You
I
indeed
want
did,
a
my
fucking-
friend.
Oh my god!
Good
I gotta
one.
shake your hand again. I gotta shake your hand again.
You want fucking mind blown shit? Star Wars Battlefront, but it's the fucking split one with Tetris as well.
Actually, I retract that statement because I want a Star Wars TIE Fighter game.
Ooh.
Also, I did confirm it. His name is Gen Urobuchi, and he did make Song of Saya.
Okay, yeah. Then what's the company that made Song of Saya? I know they're
Nitro Plus?
Huh? Nitro Plus. Yes, I've been on their website. They're also the ones that made the first ever 4D, like 4D
It's
game, as in like
Fuck yeah.
you know that
was
games.
your first game?
This is Nitro Plus
game
is
is
the
really fucked
is the company that made the first visual novel that actively includes you as a player at the ending. So, for example, this was the story. It's like a typical generic two female heroines.
Two heroin.
Two heroine.
Two black tar heroines.
Two heroines. And when you
I
pick
know this.
the main girl and you get her ending,
good one.
and then you play it again for the other girl, she beats the shit out of you and kills you and says, "Why'd you do it?"
I
at
know
the ending
this.
of the second
Yeah,
ending.
I've been wanting to play it.
And she's
Oh, that's like
"Why'd you
Doki Doki shit.
No, that's where Doki Doki Literature got that idea. That
Oh.
the maker of it
That's-
deliberately got the idea from Nitro Plus's.
So wait,
Kimi
what is this
no-
one?
I can't remember the fucking name because it's so long. It's like your I can't remember. Look up. Hold on, no, I'll look it up. I can't remember what it's called. But this is the first Nitro Plus is always good at fucking up your mind.
Naturally.
So they made the first ever game that actively includes you as a player into their novel. So when you, I'll just repeat it because Eric heard it. There's two main heroines. You usually go for in a regular harem type visual novel, right? Just one way or the other way.
Yeah,
you can't
you
really
pick a
go
path.
both. Yeah. Well, you pick the main girl, right? Or whatever. You pick whichever one girl, and then the next time you pick the other girl in a brand new story, brand new branch story, the main girl will beat the living fuck out of you, kill you, and ask you, the player, why'd you cheat on me?
That's fucked up.
That is so fucked.
That's like some fucking Metal Gear Solid Psychosis type shit where it fucking reads your SD cards and shit. That shit was fucked.
But yeah, that's Nitro Plus. That's their company. Like Uro Butcher may have written some of the stuff that they made, but Nitro Plus made fucked OG shit.
I always liked that stuff that played with your mind like that. Like, it was always really interesting and innovative.
Oh, they made Steins Gate as well.
Can you look up Nitro Plus and all their works? 'Cause I
Yep,
can't find it.
I am.
I'm gonna
doing
take a
that.
fat piss. I'll be back.
Nitro Plus. Go to Wikipedia
A
and then go to their works. List of works.
lot of Japanese titles in here.
Okay, is Kimi to Kanojo to Kanojo to Koi. Yeah, that's the one.
Kimi no kana go waggle waggle. Ah, that.
That's the one that's so fucked. I love that. I have that. They don't have an English translation. So, do you know how hard I went on a crusade online to find that thing? In Vietnamese or Korean? I found it in Korean. But I'm not amazing at Korean.
Oof.
So, it's on my computer. I don't want to ruin it until I go back to Korea and finally learn it properly, and then I can play it.
Mm-hmm.
But oh my god, I want to play that game so bad. I've held off on it for so long.
Yeah, there are a number of visual novels. I just want to go on like this morbid curiosity crusade of like looking for the fucked up visual novels.
If you want,
'Cause it's
if you
always
want a good
visual novels
website,
that are
if you want a good website for finding English translated visual novels, whether it be fucked or good light novels online, or like you have to download it, obviously. It's fuck, I can't remember the website. Well, I should probably get your guys' number or something, or Instagram or whatever, and I can DM it to you. That's where I get all my visual novels without viruses at all, because I know that site is safe.
Okay.
But or I can, if you guys want, just give me your SSD and I'll just bring it over next time and with all the data on there for
I don't
you.
think I even have an SSD, but fucking, you can probably get my like Discord or something off of Eric. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I can get you guys all the novels that I have. Well, the novels that I kept, because all the ones I kept are good. All the ones I threw away are pretty bad.
Yeah. Well.
So
The main one that I want to have is the Sayano Uta.
I have that.
Yeah.
I can get it. I can get it for you.
Sometime I would like to lift that off.
Oh yeah, no problem. If you do you have an interest in Sayano or
I was absent for most of the conversation
Do
about
you-
it.
Fucked up visual
Fucked up
novel
visual
game, but
novels.
it's pretty good.
You had me at fucked up. I'm sold.
Hell yeah.
all right, you give me your SSD or little flash drive that at least has like 12 gigs on it. All right, and then
Okay.
I'll get it for you because I have Sayano on my computer right now as we speak. But Nitro Plus, I want this is like not mainstream. Mainstream, I want another a Star Wars TIE Fighter game because I'm down for that. Piloting a fucking TIE Fighter and killing all these rebel scums and shit.
Killing the rebels.
But not mainstream. I want Nitro Plus translated in English. I want a game of them, a new one.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of that stuff get translated. It's just in
They're
the
so
West,
niche.
there's so
It's
little of
it's not
knowledge.
even that. It's just because Nitro Plus's stuff is so niche. It's like niche on the Japanese market. Could you imagine how niche it is on the American?
Oh,
market?
very. I mean, you haven't even heard of most of them. So
No, the
that's kinda how
most
it is.
mainstream one is Sayano Uta, and that's
Yeah.
only recently officially translated.
Mhm.
And how long's that game been out for? Probably almost 10 years by now.
Oh, probably it's fairly old.
But yeah, no, their stuff is very niche, and I want them in English, and it's just a damn shame. But
Yeah.
all right, Tyler, well, what game did you want, or was I not here for it? You want re-released?
Soul Reaver, but
Yes.
an OG game.
I haven't heard of that.
Have you ever heard of the Legacy of Kain?
No.
Vampires, they eat souls and shit.
Soul Reaver.
A good one, an OG that I absolutely loved as a kid, would be either a new Sonic Heroes kind of game, if you remember that shit for the Xbox.
Yep.
Mhm.
Or fucking Jet Set Radio.
Oh, I'd love to
My
see
man.
Jet-
Imagine
My
seeing
man.
Jet Set Radio on current consoles or PC.
Well, and
My
it's like
man.
there was such a this nostalgia for Tony
Skater.
Hawk and
Yeah.
skater games. Imagine if they brought back fucking Jet Set Radio.
With these days Sword Art Online graphics.
Oh yeah,
'cause-
take that stylism and that cell shading. and
I
that
don't need.
harsh
Yeah.
color.
Cell shading is more for Borderlands, but if you don't even need it for the Final Fantasy, the new ones type of graphics. It just has to be kind of like Borderlands mixed with anime type.
Stylized.
Yeah, style.
As soon as you said Sonic, all I could hear in my head was "Ah, idiots!" When will you learn that your actions have consequences? consequences!
Oh god.
Oh my fucking god.
You know what I want? I want a good Yu-Gi-Oh game.
I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh, believe it or not. Even though I grew up in Korea where Yu-Gi-Oh was somewhat popular.
Yu-Gi-Oh is such a good game if you're willing to invest the time to learn about it.
I want to go back to the days of throwing Bakugan at my friends so hard that they opened on their skulls.
Well,
Yu-Gi-Oh isn't a hard game to learn. It's just you need to know basic math.
well, it shouldn't be that hard.
Bro,
I've
I
never
can't even
thought
calculate.
about it.
That's not your job.
But I think they're rebooting a lot of the wrong games they don't need. Like
Battlefront.
No, they had a very good idea to reboot it. The original
It's
company.
just they did it really bad.
No, the original company's was really good. The original company that got destroyed by EA was very good. You can go
The
from
first one was alright. The second one was a complete disaster.
No, they were both disasters. The first one I'd argue was worse because there was absolutely no content in that game.
Yeah.
The second one-
weren't there like only 3 maps?
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah. There was.
But I don't like the second one either, where like I think it's changed now.
Oh, it's
but
much better now, but I
when-
still don't
When
want to
it
play
first came out, it was
There's
like you need to.
microtransactions.
Yeah, you needed to like spend 40 hours in game to unlock the first hero, and that was just
Yeah.
one.
Per hero, per hero. And the thing is when you look at Battlefront 3, that this I can't remember whose studio it was, but they got shut down by EA. When you look at their game, where you can go from fighting on the cantinas of Tatooine in one match, fighting from the cantinas of Tatooine all the way up to the Star Destroyer orbiting them in a fighter. I was like, boy, this shit fucking fire! And you're fighting Moncal cruisers as with a TIE fighter while you can also fight on Tatooine ground level. Like, that's some next level shit right there. And then EA destroyed them, and guess what we fucking got? Some graphically awesome looking, but shit show of a fucking video game with no content whatsoever.
The maps are so small too.
The maps are very aesthetically pleasing, but
They're small.
But the thing is,
They're
the biggest
small.
disaster, in my opinion, with gaming these days, is they take photographic maps. You know how they translate photography into 3D maps inside video games these days as a technology. That's good and all. That's very aesthetic. But the thing is, it doesn't work out gameplay wise. And they do that with like ILM. You know how ILM is the big guy of Star Wars arts design type of thing. They took their art, made it into the video game. Now it doesn't really work, does it? Right? So
You know one thing I hate about current games nowadays is like, yes, they all look fucking amazing. It's just they sacrifice story for graphics.
yeah.
Well, honestly, the thing I find that's worse is just they look nice, but I find it just makes it harder to run. Like,
Yeah, you need a lot of investment to run a lot of the new games, and I
Yeah.
agree. My top shit gaming laptop I bought 3 years ago still pretty beefy, 16 gigs of RAM, 1060 GTX, 4 gigs of graphical computation RAM, whatever you call it, I can't remember.
the
But-
big stuff.
Yeah, big shit. Back then it costed me $2,000. But I can't run a lot of games on max anymore. Hell, I have to run Borderlands on medium low because I don't know what the fuck they did, but they definitely don't optimize games anymore. Compared to like back then, you see how like CS:GO, right? You can run it on a shit box and it'll run for like 100 FPS.
Yeah.
And you get games these days like Call of Duty. Call of Duty is not a big map. You don't need that much fucking RAM or computational stuff, but I can't still run it at
It's
like
still gonna
constant.
run like dog shit.
Yeah, because they just I don't know why they do this shit. Like Tarkov, I tried playing Tarkov. I can only play it on low, and that's a game that's been out for like 5 years.
Tarkov is like one of those games like Battlefield that's basically meant if you don't have like a fucking $35,000 PC.
Yeah, if you don't
you're
have
not gonna
like
run it well.
yeah, if you don't have like a rig like Shroud, for example, like he has like probably like a very beefy setup, and he still only gets like 100 FPS out of that game.
That's the thing about gaming too that I can't justify sinking. Like now games are like $80 a piece, But
yeah.
like when I was a kid, I probably sank maybe a whole year of my life into just playing the Warriors on PS2, and I bought that game for the price of a used VCR nowadays. And like I loved that game so much, and I still go back and play it sometimes because I love it that much.
Yeah.
And like that game, you don't need fucking shit to run it.
Yep. And that's why I like visual novels as well. No matter how advanced it gets, you don't need shit to
Yeah,
run
you'll
it.
always be able to run.
Like, and actually, I've been justifying these days, whenever I get back to Korea, because I have all my modeling stuff there, I'm just going to straight up invest in modeling, because you can make, as long as you have like the oil-based paint spray with a little bit of pneumatic pump in the back, you can paint everything. You just have to buy the model kit. You just got to keep your glue and paint set up. You're golden. One-time investment, and you just keep buying new models that you want.
Models and things like that. It's something that I have an interest in. I just don't have the knowledge to make it do it really
very
good with it.
Easy to get into it because, see, I love how models. I started off with my dad teaching me how to build a Soviet MiG-23 way back. Very easy. You put the wings together. You put the flaps on. You put the wings on the plane body. Then you put the cockpit in, you put the glass on, you put the landing gears up or down, whichever way, and you're done. You can paint it if you want, but now I didn't want to. I don't
You
know how
didn't
to.
want to ruin it.
No, but like that's why I put just decals of the Soviet star on the plane, and I'm like, yee wee, and I was like fucking 8. But nowadays, I got into. Well, the last time I modeled, anyways, my latest project was kit bashing.
Kit bashing is fun as
My
fuck. I love kit
my
bashing.
latest kit bash that I wanted to do, because I still like to keep it somewhat historical, was like a World War II thing. It was a Soviet Stalin tank that got captured by the Germans, and they modified it to have a German gun on it and some extra armor on the side. It looks fucking fire. I was gonna put a nice white winter camo on it, 1946 type of thing. And I was so sad when I couldn't finish it because I had to come to Canada. But I think that's still on my bucket list. I want to make a whole infantry platoon with the half track behind it, and the tank itself. It's gonna look fucking fire, and I think that's what I'm gonna get back into when I get back to Korea for that, because
Solid.
I can't do all that shit here.
It sounds like a
unfortunately.
nice hobby to get into.
That's why I like Warhammer as well. I will not lie. I really like the lore. I love the lore so much. But the other half of the fun is actually like building and painting the models. I will admit I'm dog shit at the game. I'm terrible at the game. The game's fun. I just don't have the care to like learn all of the rule books or like read all the rule books, like learn this certain army, learn this certain army.
Isn't it also very RNG based? Like random number you roll the dice type of game?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's I can't get behind that at all, see?
I find it interesting, but
I sometimes like how like you can be like you can have the it's also somewhat meta based too, but that's beside the point.
That's
I love,
balance. Yeah, that's a key point too.
I love painting and building the models. And like I'll keep all my old models like there as a reminder, because like I don't like to toot my own horn, but I think I paint a lot better than I did like maybe
This is
2
you
years
then.
ago when I
Oh,
started.
everyone
This
does,
is you
yeah.
now.
But like it's gotten to the point that some of my friends that I play with, they're like, could you paint my models for me? And my favorite thing to say is no. Because for one, I don't know how to paint your army. I know how to paint my army, but I don't like denying people the joy of actually learning how to do it, because it's a grind. It's fun. Like even though like I'll look at my models from 2 years ago, I'm like, yeah, these are dog shit, but I can say this is my dog shit.
is progress.
I had fun doing this.
Yeah, and now your dog shit is not dog shit.
Oh yeah, like back when I used to, when I first started actually like painting my models, I still only do it with a brush. Keep that in mind. I don't have any fancy equipment. I buy the little little bottle of paint, and I just dip my brush in thinner and paint it. But back when I painted my first King Tiger tank from World War II, that looked like literally just green and brown and tan, to what was my latest one? Admiral Hipper Cruiser 700 scale, which is very small, and paint it in like a customized naval painting kind of thing on the side for camouflage. deck colored in, swastika colored in, you know, the friendly windmill of friendship on the deck, because the Germans always did that.
Naturally.
And then the superstructure, I was so proud of that. And it's just like, wow, I've come a pretty long way, even with just a small little brush, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's all like, I didn't even look at YouTube back then, so all I did was to get the finer details, I would literally just pluck off a bunch of the fucking hair off the brush, and I'm like, that looks good enough, and I kind of
It's thinner now.
Yeah, it's thinner now, and then I just kind of tap it in there. But like, it's the joy of doing that, and I still want to get back into it because I've invested so much money already. All I need to do is buy the painting equipment.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Where like I've pushed all of my my Warhammer friends to paint more, and like the ones that were really adamant on not doing it, like, nothing against them. They're new. They're learning. Some of their stuff, it doesn't look...
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
you spend your time making this army, you don't want to fuck them up.
Yeah.
So.
And, like, they'll say, like, I'm not really too happy with this. And I'm like... And I'll... Instead of, like, telling them you could do this better, I'll tell them that when they actually want to learn it. For now, I'm just like, yes, you fucking did it! You did it! You did that shit! You painted it! I'm fucking happy for you. Where, like, one friend... Because, like, for Christmas... because I love all of them. I love all of them. They're all really good guys.
Mm.
For Christmas, I got them models for their army. But there's one guy, he plays orcs. So he has a lot of models on the field at all times. And he does not paint any of them. Instead of the incredible green, the unstoppable green tide, it's the unstoppable gray tide. And it makes it upsets me because he didn't have any drive to paint them, simply because he didn't want to start buying paint. So instead of getting him models, I got him paint for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
So I got him paint and I got him brushes, and then my soul lifted
when you painted
that next game that we played to see every one of them at least orc green. And I was so proud. I was proud as punch to just see all of them just green.
See, like, if you wanted to, because I'm not a Warhammer player by any stretch of the imagination, nor do I know the lore. If you wanted to mass produce something like that, all you have to do is just prime it green, do another layer, right? You only need to use one color at a time, right? You just gotta prime it and then color it, and then you can start adding details to it, right? With the brush. Like, basic knowledge, keep in mind I haven't painted in 3 years. Last time I did it, I barely did any weathering to my tanks, but like, I think with a little bit of effort and time, you can do it, right? You prime one, you let it sit, right? You let it dry, you move on to the another, and then how long would it take for like a 3 centimeter, or how big are the figures? Like 3 centimeter?
Around there.
Yeah, they're not that big. You take about a couple minutes per, and then you can rest easy, right?
I personally, it's different for everybody, but I personally never really caught on to mass producing them. I tried it. I tried it, and I just couldn't get
I've never done it because the most I had to do it was on a big tank. And, like, it's just one tank. I don't have to do it on another. So all I have to do is just prime the turret, prime the body, done.
I always really liked just... It's slower results if you do it mass produce, but I always liked just spending a lot more time on just one model. I know it's counterproductive, and a lot of people aren't gonna go to.
It's a worthwhile thing.
There's
to
no
dive
issues
into,
with
because
that.
It's gonna look nice in the end, and it's a fun way to spend your time.
Yeah, no, I do the same thing, right? Keep in mind, this is my vague knowledge of mass producing, because I know factories do it for tanks and shit, like General Dynamics. They just prime the fuck out of all of them and just like, all right, we'll paint them later. But like for my ship, the one I'm most proud of, I had to layer so many amounts of primer and paint on it, and then finally put camouflage on it and shit like that. It took a while, and I was over like a week of drying. Like, let it dry for like half a day, and then I'll get back to it again. And then shit like that. So it's I totally understand, but like if he wanted to, then he could have done that.
And like the thing is too, because I had a limit for how much I spent on all of them.
Naturally.
Paints for Warhammer, they aren't cheap, because I got mainly Games Workshop, because it's a lot easier to like
It's authentic
work with.
color, right? Yeah.
And it's not cheap. So I got the spray can, I got like maybe the basic lead belcher, and I got him brushes too. And that's all I got him. And it doesn't matter to me if it takes me another Christmas to get him more paints. I'm just happy that he did something. Like that was the best Christmas gift that I could have gotten.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. It's just the one thing I'm so jealous about Warhammer is that you can play a game out of it. With my
your effort goes into
diversive
something.
model collection, I can't play any games out of it. My
You know what the thing is too, though? The thing about Warhammer is you could just say that your models are just a tank in this army, and you could just run strictly tanks. Because you know what my one friend is doing now? He's making a Tyranid army out of solely Hollow Knight, like 3D printed models. He's 3D printing models from Hollow Knight.
So the
and
guy
he's-
who made the Hornet.
Yes, the guy that made the Hornet, that blessed boy that got me the Hornet Hollow Knight statue for Christmas. He's making models for Hollow Knight, but he's scaling them down to the size of Warhammer figures, and he's using that as a Tyranid army.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he's gone to the people. He's come to all of us, which he didn't have to. We would have let him anyways. He was like, "Could I use these as Hollow Knight models?" And we're like, "Fuck yeah! We don't even care if you want to use them as like Tyranid models. We just want to see them."
yeah.
And he even went to the people at the place that we play with, and he was like, if I ever like start doing tournaments, could I use these as Tyranid models? And he said, and the guy said, as long as you have them as specific units, sure. And they're like, to scale, by all means, we'd like to see that shit.
See, yeah, that's one thing I can't do with World War II and Cold War era models, because that's primarily what I make. It's just, if I played games with them, because historically, technology gap is a big thing, right? A World War II tank isn't going to fucking fight a modern day or Cold War era tank at all. It's kind of hard, and then the scales are so different, and then there's like different types of vessels. The closest thing I would love to do is I have a Star Wars Armada model of a Star Destroyer. I bought it. I don't even care about the game because I was like, fuck yeah, it's a Star Destroyer. It's finally a painted model that I can buy. Fuck yeah. I bought one. Fucking still love it. It's probably still at home. But like, if I could, I would. Like, I've seen a lot of online guys make 3D models of Venator class, Clone Wars era, Old Republic era ships, and start gaming with them, make their own stats, make them balanced. And I was like, damn, bro, you guys have my fucking respect. That's pretty
I
fucking
would
lit.
like to have like a 3D printer to just make little things and then paint them.
Yeah.
Because that just like one of the things. It's kind of one of the things about like Warhammer or any game where you have miniatures that you paint. But it has, you can make some functionality, but you can also just do whatever you'd like.
I know. Like, honestly, if I could, like, as a hobby, I think I'm thinking about it now that you guys reminded me. I'm thinking of, in the future, I want to get a 3D printer and learn how to use AutoCAD and print my own models and paint them. Like, I could make fucking Venator class Star Destroyers all the way up to like a 16th scale of like a trooper, like a German stormtrooper or like a literal Star Wars stormtrooper, and paint them or whatever, right? Like, I would love to do that. That'd
How
be
much
pretty
time are
fucking
we
cool.
at?
We're sitting at, we just reached 150.
We should probably end it.
Yeah, probably. Well, thanks for stopping by today's MD cast. It has been your usual hosts, Eric, Kyle, Tyler, and special guest Q. Thank you for coming on to the podcast. It's always a good time to have you on.